Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For Duggar family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Jessa Duggar and Ben Sewald are expecting their sixth baby, and the former Counting On couple recently shared some updates about the pregnancy on Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Volo's podcast. Ben and Jessa covered a wide variety of topics, like how their relationship began, the pressure of having a public romance, and the of their sixth baby. Ben also shared Jessa's due date, July 21. That means the Sewalds are less than 2 months away from welcoming their little one. Ben and Jessa, who are parents to Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, and George, announced they were expecting their sixth baby on March 7 with an Instagram post of a sonogram. Since announcing she was expecting, Jessa hasn't shared a ton about her pregnancy. During a recent trip to California to visit sister Jinger, though, Jessa opened up about baby no. 6. A sixth baby wasn't always in the plan. Having a huge family might seem like no big deal for someone who was on a show called 19 Kids and Counting, but Jessa admitted that she and Ben weren't initially planning to have a sixth baby. After having their third child, Ben and Jessa started saying this is the last one, but then a year and a half or 2 years later, they would start getting baby fever again. So while Jessa and Ben think that their sixth baby is their last one, they're not making any promises. Boy or girl at the end of the podcast, Jinger and Jeremy asked the question everyone's been wondering, is baby no. 6 a boy or girl? Before answering, Jessa explained that historically, she and Ben don't share the gender of their baby before birth, even though the two of them find out. That said, they usually let Jinger and Jeremy in on the news since they live so far away. Should we tell them right here live on the podcast, Ben wondered. Jessa agreed to tell Jinger and Jeremy in that moment, but told them they'd have to bleep it out in the video. Here's what went down. Although you can't hear what Jessa says or see her mouth, fans are convinced that Jessa said they're having a boy. It's a boy. You could totally tell that's what she said, one person commented. I'd say her mouth looked like it said boy, said another commenter. No matter what, we'll know for sure about the gender of the baby in just about 7 weeks. Gallery list is invalid or empty. Jessa of Duggar, Sewald and her husband, Ben Sewald, are going to be parents again in March 2025. The couple who starred in TLC's 19 Kids and Counting and its spin-off series, Counting On, announced that they are expecting their sixth child. Prior to their wedding on November 1, 2014, Jessa was already thinking about becoming a mom. We both want to have a big family, she told POPL, adding that they were excited about building a future together, one filled with kids. Jessa and Ben welcomed their first child, son Spurgeon, in November 2015. Their second son, Henry, was born in February 2017, followed by their daughter Ivy in May 2019. After experiencing a pregnancy loss in 2020, Jessa welcomed another daughter, Fern, in July 2021. After another miscarriage in 2022, she gave birth to the pair's fifth child, son George. Here's everything to know about Jessa Duggar Sewald's children, Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, George, and the baby on the way. Spurgeon Elliott Sewald 9. Jessa and Ben welcomed their first child, Spurgeon Elliott, on November 5, 2015, just days after their first wedding anniversary. Their son was born at their home in Arkansas after a difficult, nearly 48-hour delivery. Labor is hard, Jessa told POPL days after his birth, calling the experience very intense and very long. She went through 10 hours of contractions before Spurgeon arrived. Everything was different than I expected, she added. Shortly after giving birth, the new mom had to be rushed to the hospital for a blood transfusion, but was quickly able to return home and begin her journey into motherhood. I can't believe he's really ours, she said, calling her newborn son a miracle. The couple spent some time choosing the perfect name for their little one. We want to give him a strong name, with a lot of meaning, Jessa told POPL at the time. Ultimately, they opted to name him after one of Ben's heroes, the influential British preacher Charles Spurgeon. Heartbreaking news. Jill Duggar mourns passing of a close family member, shares touching tribute. Jill Duggar is wearing her heart on her sleeve as she opens up to her Duggar News followers about a deeply personal and painful loss. She recently paid tribute after having a personal loss and expressed how emotional and overwhelmed she was about this loss. The celeb appeared to be really vulnerable and heartbroken as she expressed her feelings. But that's not all. Jill's heartfelt tribute made viewers emotional, and they have been grabbing their tissue boxes as well. Her words touched many hearts. Is this true? What is this loss all about? What did Jill reveal? Keep on reading to learn more about Jill's personal loss. Duggar News. Jill Duggar talks about her compromised health amid high-risk pregnancy issues. Jill has been vocal about her ongoing issues in 2025, and she often talks about things that she has been facing with her Duggar News followers. She recently revealed that she wasn't trying for another child after she lost her baby girl. The celeb noted that she wasn't sure if she would even try to have another child in the future. Jill explained how all of her pregnancies and deliveries have a high risk, and there is a lot to consider before they actually plan to have a child. All of this came after the celeb was in her second trimester when she found out about the little one's stillbirth. She was in shock and still mourns the loss of her baby girl. Duggar News. Jill's husband loses his grandmother. Jill recently shared a heartbreaking post on social media about a personal loss. She revealed that her husband lost his grandmother and expressed how much pain she was in. The celeb noted that she missed her Mimi and revealed that all of Derek's family came together to mourn the loss. Jill recalled how they reflected on the beautiful life that the departed soul lived, as she would have turned 90 this year. The celeb further shared some snaps from the week. The first one features someone's hand holding a beautiful rose near the casket. The next one documents Jill's kids looking at some beautiful pictures of their great-grandmother. But that's not all. Jill further shared a picture of the family portrait that featured her husband during his childhood days. Several viewers took to the comments section and shared their condolences with the family. They even praised the way Jill was attached to her in-laws and paid tribute to them on social media. A user noted, "So sorry, praying for you guys. She was so beautiful." Another one added, "I'm so sorry about Derek's grandmother. May she rest in peace." Someone further commented, "Sorry for your loss, Derek and Jill." Hence, it is evident that viewers were equally devastated to know that Derek's grandmother was no longer alive, and she was about to turn 90 years old. Are you also praying for them? Do let us know in the comments section. Keep coming back to the TV season and spoilers for more updates. Jill Duggar says husband Derek is taking a sabbatical from his career as a lawyer. Jill Duggar and her husband, Derek Dillard, have taken a different route in their lives than many of her married sisters. For much of their early marriage, Derek was still in law school, and now the couple is finally getting to enjoy the fruits of his labor. But is his career path changing after all of that hard work? Jill has finally confirmed that Derek is switching things up, at least for now. Rumors about Derek's career began last month. Just under a month ago, critics on Reddit discovered that Derek's LinkedIn profile indicates that he left his job as an assistant district attorney for the state of Oklahoma, a job he's held since 2022 in January. Now, his employment on his profile indicates that he's an attorney at Dillard Law. Is he starting his own law firm? So far, he hasn't shared any updates on his career himself, so critics have been trying to guess what's going on behind the scenes. Now, Jill is setting the record straight. During a Q&A on her Instagram stories, which has since expired, a fan asked if Derek was still working as a lawyer. Derek actually recently left his job of nearly 3 years, prosecuting attorney/AJ in Oklahoma. and is taking a sabbatical period for a while, working on some personal endeavors. A very welcome change of pace for all of us, Jill wrote, according to the Ashley's Reality Roundup. It wasn't all that long ago that Jill and Derek moved for his job. After Derek graduated from law school and passed the bar exam, he and Jill shared a post on their blog announcing that they were moving to a new home near the Oklahoma border. At the time, they wrote that they were moving for a new job Derek recently accepted and are super excited for new adventures. We are sad to say goodbye to our very first home that we bought 3 years ago, but pray it brings much joy to the next family who will get to make memories here. Jana Duggar sparks pregnancy speculation in new travel photos. Now that Jana Duggar is a married lady, it seems like all that speculation about when she's finally going to tie the knot has now been replaced with a new type of speculation. After new photos surfaced of one of Jana's most recent travel adventures, 19 Kids and Counting fans are wondering more than ever if she's expecting. But why Jana recently visited Jinger in California. In a post that Jinger Duggar recently shared on Instagram, she gave fans an update on what happened when sisters Jenna and Jessa, along with brother John David and his wife Abby, came to visit her on the West Coast, presumably to spend time with the family and visit Jinger's new son, baby Finn. But instead of focusing on the good times that the family seemed to be having together, instead, Jinger's followers who saw the post were focused on something else entirely. Fans speculated Jana might be expecting in the comments. So many of the comments were all about trying to figure out if Jana is pregnant, and many fans seem totally convinced that she's expecting and just hasn't shared the news publicly yet. Anyone else zooming in to peep and see if Jana is preggo, one person wrote. Another commenter said very definitively Jana is preggers, while another asked, is Jana pregnant yet? Pregnancy rumors have been circulating quite a bit recently. Back in March, Jana first sparked pregnancy rumors when fans were convinced that she looked more swollen in photos she shared of the DIY project she was working on, along with the fact that, in the same post, she included a clip where she appeared to be holding her stomach. Jana has shared that she does want kids of her own. Though some fans believed that Jana wouldn't want to have children after she spent so much of life helping raise her younger siblings already, she corrected that misconception in an Instagram comment she shared in April. "We would love to have children of our own and are praying that God sends us some soon," she wrote in response to a fan who asked if she and husband Stephen Wisman were planning to start a family soon. But is she expecting right now? We'll just have to wait and see if Jana decides to share an update herself. For years, Jana Duggar had lived in the quiet shadows of her famous family, carrying the burden of expectations without a word of complaint. While her siblings married young and built their own families, Jana stayed back, watching, helping, waiting. Then came Caleb. He was different from the men her parents approved of, kind, thoughtful, but with a quiet rebellion in his spirit. They married in a private ceremony, away from the cameras, the public, and even some of the stricter Duggar rules. For a moment, it felt like freedom. But freedom, she would learn, doesn't come just from love, it comes from truth. Months into the marriage, cracks began to show. Caleb wanted to move to California, start fresh, but Jana found herself torn, caught between the life she'd known and the one she longed for. When disagreements turned into silence and silence into resentment, Jana realized that staying would mean losing herself again. One chilly November morning, with trembling hands and a steady heart, she signed the divorce papers. It was over. The media pounced. Headlines shouted. Her family remained mostly silent. But for the first time, Jana didn't flinch now. She lives in a small cottage outside Nashville, tending a garden, writing a memoir, and learning the taste of independence. She wears jeans. She sings in coffee shops. She smiles more.